My name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
And I'm Jaden.
And we're the YHWH and the Torah YouTube channel.
And we are so glad you could join us today. Again, we know that your time is very, very important, that you could be doing other things, especially early in the mornings, or whatever time you are. You could always be doing something else, but you've chosen to sit with Yah's Word. You've chosen to learn what is in it. You've learned to do what it says and what Yahuwah wants you to do, and you should be proud of yourself for that. That's a further step into the kingdom. That is something you should be very proud of.
Yeah, Revelations 14:12 says the two qualifications of a saint is the faith in Messiah Yahushua and keeping the law, statutes, and commands of our Creator. So it's very important. It is a second day, and it feels like it should be like a third day or fourth day for some reason.
Yeah, it does.
For those of you who have stopped drinking caffeine, and I am super, super proud of you. I'm sure Yah is pretty super proud of you. I am on day, what is this, 7, 8, 9. I am on day 9 of this. And yesterday, I had some headache tinges, and the worst day of all was day 2. And since then, it's just been like little tremors on and off stuff. And, you know, I was obviously a glutton at 9 cups of coffee a day. So everybody who is doing anything lower than that, hopefully this is a smooth sailing trip for you guys. And we have a new person on the bandwagon, and Nicole gave up coffee yesterday, and she's been drinking since she was 15 years old, and she's not too old, but I can't even say how old she is because she'd be very angry at me. Oh, can I say how old you are?
You can tell how old I am.
How old are you? She's 2 years younger than me. I'm 45. 43. So she's 43. She's been drinking caffeine since she was 15, and so she gave this up. Because, this is not, we're drinking insecticide and things of that nature. And so we shouldn't be doing that. We should be keeping our temples as clean as possible. And there is, the more studying I'm doing on this, there is a physiological brain change, right? It really rewires your brain and rewires your body. So I am not done with detoxing yet. I'm still a little hurt. I'm still getting owned, but it's worth it, and I believe it will be worth it. And when I'm flowing with all the blood in my brain like it should, who knows what kind of thinking I could do. We should be able to like take E equals MC squared and to just have that down in seconds, right? We should be able to get a chalkboard full of just all sorts of formulas and just be super smart, or not, but hopefully it can't hurt. So
Don't do drugs, kids.
don't do drugs, anything. Don't do anything that alters your heart, mind, and soul, ever. It is not worth it. Our Creator has given us every kind of dopamine, every kind of thing that we need. You know, we have the fight or flight capabilities, which is, you're walking in the darkness and somebody jumps out and scares you. You have two options, right? You either, run or lay hands on that person, scream for sure. But our body chemistry is amazing. Our Creator is amazing. Every single thing He creates. And the way, when I'm reading through this caffeine stuff, our body takes this stuff, and the chemistry of Yah's creation is simply amazing. And we are altering it, and we are putting ourselves in a different state. And one other thing I want to touch real quick, and then I'll get off the caffeine hit, is that the research I was reading yesterday, and I put a report here on the YHWH and the Torah channel, is that you never sleep, right? They did studies on people to drink one single cup of coffee a day, and they went and tested them throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the next day, and this stuff called this praxathene, which caffeine is converted into, never ever leaves your body. So if you are drinking caffeine, you may never ever get a good night of sleep. And I know Fearmonger out there. He says I can't stop caffeine because I get insomnia. If you're hearing this, Barkley, I'm giving you crap because I know you could stop this if you wanted to. But yeah, maybe cold turkey isn't the best way to go. If you are able to lower yourself off little bits at a time and can successfully do that, that might be the easiest way off. But I'm telling you, you can go cold turkey. It hurts. All right, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Good.
How's your day? It's early in the morning. We're actually doing this on the same day, which is kind of cool because we feel like we're like with you guys. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. All of our family out there, our digital family, we thank you guys very, very much for spending this time. And thank you for joining us as a family and for hanging out with us and for commenting and for just being a part of our family. And you guys definitely are. So we have, where are we at right now, Cade, with the scriptures here?
Okay, so we've been through Genesis. We got to Moses, where he brought the Israelites out of Egypt into where they were on the mount. They sinned. They built the giant calf. And then he's basically been given instructions on how to build the temples. And now the people are building the temples, the Ark of the Covenant, and the altars. They are all putting that together. They are laying out all their boards, laying out all the poles, and they're just putting it together like masterful builders.
Yeah, and I'm detoxing from commandments. We haven't had a commandment now for like 5 chapters. So we have nothing. So hopefully we'll have something soon and can add to it, because we're stuck at around 50, and still one of those we don't one or two of those we don't know if it should make the 50 list. All right, let's begin, everyone. Let's do it. Exodus 38. And he made the altar of the ascending smoke offering of shittim wood. 5 cubits was the length thereof, and 5 cubits was the breadth thereof. It was 4 square, and 3 cubits the height thereof. Are we sure we're on the right chapter?
38, right?
All right. It seems I remember these cubits before, but that's all right.
They run the same cubits a long ways.
We heard the design, and it wasn't the actual building of it. Then we heard the building of it, and
We're hearing more building.
more building. And he made the horns thereof on the 4 corners of it. The horns thereof were of the same, and he overlaid it with brass. Now, what are we building here?
Believe the altar.
The altar, and it has the 4 horns on it, right?
Yep.
Okay, and he made all the vessels of the altar, the pots and the shovels and the basins and the flesh hooks and the fire pans, all the vessels thereof made he of brass. Did you guys say flesh hooks?
Forks.
Forks. I'm like, wow.
Like large forks.
Like flesh hooks. That could be
Sounds wild.
Yes.
NIV says meat forks.
Meat forks. Okay. All
Like
right.
big fork. I think it's like the big one you like poke into the big.
I don't think it's an eating fork.
Yeah, it is for like separating the meat, I think.
Yeah, this is for dealing with the cows without using your hands. Okay, and he made for the altar a brazen grate of network under the compass thereof, beneath unto the midst of it. Okay, did you say network? It does say
Yeah,
bronze
network, yeah.
Okay, so a network it is. And he cast 4 rings for the 4 ends of the grate of brass to be places for the staves. And he made the staves of shittim wood and overlaid them with brass. And he put the staves into the rings on the sides of the altar to bear it withal. He made the altar hollow with boards. Okay, so it's a hollow box,
It's a box with a mesh on top or some sort of grill on top.
but it's also with boards, and it's also going to be having enormous heat,
Right,
which is why you'd have to overlay it in gold, probably. And he made the laver of brass, and the foot of it of brass, and the looking glasses of the women assembling, which assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the assembly. Now that sounds funky. Why does that sound funny? Okay, it's bronze. What does that say in the?
And he made the basin of bronze and the stand of bronze and the bronze mirrors of the serving women who did service at the tent of appointment.
Okay, so the women
Made the mirrors.
Mirrors. Okay, interesting. They were able to make mirrors back then. Very high end folks. And he made the court on the south side southward. The hangings of the court were of fine twined linen, 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their brazen sockets 20, and the hooks of the pillars and their fillets were of silver. All right, so what do we got? Pillars, we got brazen sockets. Did you say brazens?
Bronze.
Bronze. Okay, bronze. Okay. And for the north side, the hangings were 100 cubits. Their pillars were 20, and their sockets of brass 20, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And for the west side were hangings of 50 cubits, their pillars 10, their sockets 10, the hooks of the pillars and the fillets of silver. Does anyone have any idea what they're saying there?
Mine says hooks and sockets.
What do we
bands.
describe?
The fillets are some kind of bands of silver, some kind of silver bands.
So we are still on the burning sacrifice thing, right?
Altar?
The altar, the burning altar. Right? This is where they're going to be doing sacrifices.
Right.
Have I lost it? Has my lack of coffee stopped me from anything?
No.
And for the east side, eastward 50 cubits. The hangings of the one side of the gate were 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the other side of the court gate, on this hand and that hand, were hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3.
What if you didn't know which way his hands were facing? How would you know? He goes, this hand and that hand.
I don't know. There's
That's not a real good description.
Obviously, Yah has given Moshe some of the design guides here. All the hangings of the court round about were of fine twined linen, and the sockets for the pillars were of brass, the hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their chapiters of silver. What did you guys say? Chapiters?
Overlaying of the columns.
Columns of silver. Okay, and the pillars of the court were filleted with silver. I think that's filleted is that word. Filleted.
And just overlaid.
And the hanging for the gate of the court was needlework of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen, and 20 cubits was the length, and the height in the breadth was 5 cubits, answerable to the hangings of the court. And their pillars were 4, and their sockets of brass 4, their hooks of silver, and their overlaying of their chapiters, and their fillets of silver. Okay, stick with us, guys. This is kind of dry reading, especially where we don't describe it real well. It's your teachers that are letting you down. Actually, we're not teachers. We're just parroters. We parrot this stuff. And all the pins of the tabernacle and of the court round about were of brass. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted according to the commandment of Moshe for the service of the Levium by the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. And Betzalel, the son of Uri, the son of Kori, of the tribe of Yehuda, made all that Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And with him was Eholiav, son of Akiakamak, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and a cunning workman, and an embroiderer in blue and in purple and in scarlet and fine linen. All the gold that was occupied for the work and all the work for the holy place, even the gold of the offering was 29 talents and 730 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. All right, so all the gold that was occupied for the work. Okay, so where are we just measuring up gold now?
I think so.
Yeah, this is about the materials used, I think.
Right. Okay. And the silver of them that were numbered of the assembly was 100 talents, and 1,703 score and 15 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. So there's a whole pile of whatever. So this is a ton of silver. 703 score. Okay. A baraka for every man, that is, half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to be numbered, from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,550 men. Okay. And of the 100 talents of silver were cast the sockets of the sanctuary, and the sockets of the veil, 100 sockets of the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. This is getting expensive. And of the 1,775 shekels he made hooks for the pillars, and overlaid their chapiters, and filled them. And the brass of the offering was 70 talents, and 2,400 shekels. And therewith he made the sockets to the doors of the tabernacle of the assembly, and the brazen altar, and the brazen grate for it, and all the vessels of the altar. And the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacle, and all the pins of the court round about. Okay, well, this is, here's some footnotes up here. This might be interesting. So 38.1, we're talking like 4.5 feet, so we're talking about all this. The weight of the gold was little over a ton. Jinkies. How in the world would they ever hold that thing? They would take piles of them to move this thing around.
Yeah, that's why it breaks down into pieces of things.
1 metric ton. Wow. That is about 3 3/4 tons, or about 3.4 metric tons. Oh, wow.
No wonder it took 40 years to move the
Poor,
ark.
the
Wow.
poor Levites, man.
The poor Levi. Well, hey, they got they had to work, but they didn't have to work, right? Their work was this, doing this, moving this thing around.
They're not the warriors.
Yeah, they didn't have to go in. It wasn't Yahuda by any means. Okay, well, I guess that ends today's little lesson, or the teaching, or the parroting that we are doing. And I don't have anything major. Does anyone have anything major? Eli, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Are you sleeping over there on me?
A little tired.
A little tired. Okay, coming out of your room. He's a sleepyhead in the morning. Really sleepy. It's like I had to get him up 2 hours early to get him functioning. But that's all right. All right, Jaden, you have anything?
I got nothing. It's building. We're almost out of Exodus, so we should be getting more commands in the beginning of Leviticus.
Yeah, well, Leviticus is going to be all of the commands of the tabernacle. So that I'm not finding a tremendous amount of commands. I mean, we're almost through the second book, and we only have less than 50. So this is definitely not 613 that we're.
I don't know, maybe Leviticus. But I mean, if you add the priest laws and everything else like that, maybe.
Right.
You might get closer, but I don't think it's
But
still
how would we ever do the priest laws? I mean, none of that could apply to us today, and we don't need to.
We don't have it.
Right. I mean, why doesn't the priest laws apply to us, Jade?
Because we're not Levites, we're not priests, we're not ordained to do this.
Why don't the priest jobs pertain to us today?
Because we have Yehoshua.
Yeah.
He died for our sins. He became the sacrificed lamb.
Yes, he did. And everybody gives me the look when I throw you guys under the bus like this. But I'm looking for specific answers on this, and so I know these guys know this. But yeah, Yehoshua. And so when the temple, I mean, they're building a temple, and when Yehoshua dies, the temple veil rips from the bottom up, and it signifies something. What does it signify, Cade?
That there's no longer a need for people to repent of sins. There's no longer need of a mediator. Yahushua is the mediator.
Right, absolutely. And so, and that was the big thing. And you know, the all these Pharisees and Sadducees and all these guys, you know, for those who do not know, the Pharisees and the Sadducees were a sect of Judaism that did not keep the Torah. They kept the Talmud. They kept 25 other books. And so when Messiah Yahushua came and he duked it out with all of them, he was fighting up with 2 different gangs, and they were literally gangs. I mean, you can see what kind of gang they are. I mean, they beat him up and put him on a cross. That's how much of a gang this is. And you know, there's no mercy with these people, and they follow completely wacky sets of laws. That, you know, just stuff that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. One of them is that they look at people who are not in the Judean religion as goyim. They call you a goyim, and you're less than a dog. You can be spit on, you can be stolen from, they can kill you and they can rape you. I mean, that's literally in their Talmud. And so we have to keep only what Yah's laws, statutes, and commands are. And this is why it is important that we go over them. It is important why we write them on our heart, mind, and soul. All right, give me the first. See who has it. Give me without looking. Give me the first. Let's see if anybody has it today. I'm just throwing you guys completely.
First 5 laws. All right, yeah, you guys.
Okay, who's doing the first 5? And
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try this.
You're gonna do this. Okay,
Multiply.
you're out of the gate.
You got to do it in chronological order.
start.
You're
I'll
out.
start.
You're out.
Does that mean-
Eli, you can't look.
I didn't look. Be fruitful, multiply, have dominion over the earth. Oh, wait, subdue.
You're out. Nope, that's not it. Caden, your last hope. Can you get the laws of Yah?
Be fruitful.
Shing!
Multiply.
Ding ding!
Replenish the earth.
Ding ding!
Subdue the earth.
Ding ding!
Have dominion over the animals.
Ding ding! All right, Cade got 100%.
I was doing chronological order. I was gonna say the first 5. I didn't know that would be in order.
All right, anybody want to try the next 5?
Oh man.
So Kate got it, right? And these are important, right? We're supposed to write these on our heart, mind, and soul. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion over all things. Eli, stop cheating. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, who wants to try it, Jade?
Oh man. All clean animals are food for you.
All right, Kate. See if you get. You got 100%. Can you?
The herb bearing seed is fruit. Is food for you.
Ding ding. Did you cheat? You cheated, didn't you? Okay,
I knew it
go
was
ahead.
food. Jade got it
I'm
wrong.
hiding the tablet so they can't see
Hey.
it.
Master sin.
Now, ding. All right, Eli.
Let's see, so
6 is.
every herb bearing tree is for food for you.
Got it. Yep.
Let's see.
The only reason that you guys are even here.
Oh, man, women should build their families.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
cheating.
Yeah. Okay. This is like the kung fu of. Master sin, right? Like, yes. Okay, what else? You got 2 more.
Are we on the food yet? Yes, all clean food.
Yeah, every cling, moving thing that lives shall be food for you. All right, and what's number 10? It was very important. Very important. In fact, it's like the beverage drink of the Luciferians.
Don't drink the blood.
Don't drink the blood, right?
Beverage. That's cheating.
It is literally the beverage drink of the Luciferians. They love it. And we're not supposed to do it because life is in the blood. All right, gentlemen, thank you guys very much. Our digital family out there, guys, thank you very, very, very much. We love you all. Shout out to, I think it's Hannibal Gray. I think your name is Shania. Shaina. I think we got that right. Shout out to the Grand, Ancient Remnant Path. Who else? Who else do we get comments from?
Eworth.
Sylvia Eworth. We don't know where she's at. We haven't seen her for a long time, so hopefully Sylvia's okay.
Carla,
much love out there. Carla, sister, we love you.
Clarissa, I think.
Clarissa Cotton, much love.
Shayla.
Fearmonger, much love out there.
Shayla,
we don't know where Shayla's at either. She's disappeared again, so hope she's okay. All right, so much love to everybody out there. Thank you guys very, very, very much. Have a wonderful day.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.